YouTube? How's it going? Welcome back to Kitchen Table Meta. Now, in this episode, I'm going to talk a little bit about the red spoolers for the extra cards. So I'm going to go over all the cards, do analysis. Again, before the video starts, I do want to apologize, guys, and tell you so much. I am so sorry for the delay in these videos. Again, I got very overwhelmed this weekend with the delay in the spoolers. I had family visiting, and then I also had 2 events to go to, and so I just got super overwhelmed. I'm so sorry. I would do better in the future not to delay these videos so much, so I'm so sorry. All right, so first up, we're going to talk about the first extra card, which is Patara, the Kai's Secret. And this card is a 4 cost, and it has no threshold or no, I guess, energy requirements. And so that means you just need 4 energy to play it. It is a red card, but you don't have to have like a red energy in your field to play it, which is something we'll get into in a second. Next up, it says active main. Choose 1 each of Son Goku and Vegeta from your hand and place them in the drop area. Choose your deck or your drop area. Choose up to 1 Vegito with an energy cost of 6 or less from your chosen area and play it. If you choose your deck, shuffle it. Now, essentially what this card very complicatedly says is that you take 2 Son Goku and Vegeta, or 1 of each, I'm sorry, Goku and Vegeta out of your hand, you discard them, then you either choose your drop area or your deck, go through it, pick 1 Vegito that costs 6 or less, and put it into play. And then if you choose your deck, you shuffle it. That's it. That's what the card does. Very powerful ability. It's essentially a tutor for a Vegito, with the very big downside being that you have to discard 2 cards. And so this is essentially discarding 3 cards to get 1 card of your choice. And I just don't think that's good enough. I'm sorry, I just don't think that ability is good enough. Even in the Vegito decks, I don't really see, that deck is pretty efficient anyway, right? The Vegito deck, which I've talked about in my leader spooler, I went into huge detail about him, actually. I'm just so excited for him. I just think that deck is so powerful, and honestly, it's very consistent. It's very, it has a lot of options anyway. I don't think it needs this effect to make it any more strong or to get out a certain Vegito. Honestly, the Goku and Vegeta threats you already have, most of them are actually stronger than most of the Vegito cards we've seen. And so I just think, because of all of this, I just can't imagine wanting to play this card out and literally discarding 3 cards to go get 1 card. Now, the upside is that you do get to play the card, and that can be, very powerful. We haven't seen any cheap Vegetas, though. We haven't seen like any 1-cost Vegetas that maybe we would include in the deck that might be good early game and then bad late game, and so we want to get rid of those bad early game cards and then upgrade essentially to a very strong late game threat with Vegito. And just because of that, maybe in the future if we get powerful early game cards and we want to get rid of them to get late game Vegito, that might be worth it. But currently I just can't imagine a situation where I'd want to discard 3 cards for this for a Vegito my choice. Another thing to remember is that Vegito has no way to awaken himself, and so because of that, he's going to be a little tight on card advantage early in the game. And so one way is, there's R1 drops, like you can play out like Kind Son Goku first and then play out the new Goku that draws you a card, and you can essentially stay up when cards, but you're never going to get like tons of cards in your hand like a Vegeta would or a Ginyu would. And because of that, in my opinion, you don't have room to discard 3 cards for this effect. Now, I could be wrong, so if I am, please let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think about this card. But in my opinion, this card just isn't quite good enough. And while I do think it's cool that it doesn't have a mana requirement, so you can literally run this in like a yellow deck if you wanted, for example. I just can't imagine seeing this card get too much play competitively, and so for that reason, I'm going to give the Patara, the Kai's Secret, 1 star. And again, I might be wrong, but let me know how you would use it in the comment section. I'm very curious to see if I'm overlooking something with this card. Okay, next up is Majin Buu's Sealed Ball. Now, this is a 10 cost, 1 red filled card, and how filled cards work is if you place them in the battle area, you can only have 1 out at a time. If you place an extra one out, you have to discard this one. And then it says auto once per turn. When the number of cards under this card reaches 5 or higher, place this card in the drop area, then choose up to 1 Majin Buu revived from your deck and play it. Then shuffle your deck. Guys, so essentially what this does is there's various ways to get cards underneath this card. The Babidi leader does it. There's a lot like Majin Vegeta does it. There's a lot of cards that we'll talk about in the other spoilers that gets cards from your deck under this. Once you get 5 under this card, essentially you can you get rid of this card, and then you look through your deck, get Majin Buu revived, put him in play. He is a 10 cost, 20,000 double strike attacker. I'll pop him up here somewhere so you guys can take a look at him. And then when he comes into play, you deal 1 damage. Now, the biggest problem that I have about this card is that it goes into the drop area. I would have much rather seen this card require maybe 7 cards under it and stay in play. I think that would make it a lot funner and maybe a lot more viable for sure. The problem is, since this card costs 10, you're never, in my opinion, going to be able to play a second one, right? And because of that, it just makes it very awkward to play. Like with the Bobbity leader, you can play one out when he comes into play, or whenever you start the game, you essentially start the game with one of these in play. Which is very powerful, but you know, after that, you're just kind of you can't play another one. You know, it takes 10 energy. It just seems almost ridiculous to me that it costs so expensive, because I don't think the effect is that powerful, which makes it even worse. Now, it'd be different if once you did go, you know, jump through these hoops and get this guy, you know, done. If the Majin Buu was insane, like if he came out and had like tons of power, a super powerful effect, that'd be great. But 1 damage isn't that much, right? It's not, you know, as powerful as what I think it seems. And then a 20,000 double strike attacker, you know, isn't that great either. I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's essentially for free too, which makes it better. But you know, he's easy to deal with. Once he's dealt with, you know, you're never going to get another one out on the field. Also, there's awkward stuff that can happen where if you put too few Boos in your deck, he might be, you know, in your life. And if he's in your life, this effect doesn't work. And so this effect actually has the ability to whiff, which just makes it even worse to me. And so for that reason, guys, I'm going to give this card a 1-star. Again, man, I'm missing something, but to me, it's just not quite powerful enough. It's not really where I want to be whenever I'm building, you know, a deck based around a field card. Next up is Piccolo's Help. It's a 3-cost, 2 red active main extra card that says if you have only 3 or less cards other than this card in your hand, choose 1 Gotenks with 15,000 or less power in your drop area and play it. Again, guys, a very powerful effect. Being able to play something from your drop area is very strong, because essentially, you know, it allows you to play that card out, and then when they kill it, just play this card and get it back. Recursion from the drop area is always a strong ability in almost any card game I've ever played. Also, this set has a lot of ways to get stuff into your drop area. You know, Vegito, with Metacooler. There's a lot of ways to, you know, fill up your drop area, and so you can take advantage of this. My problem is with this card is that the Gotenks cards we've seen, I think there's only 1, maybe 2 of them that have 15,000 or less power, and because of that, there's not that many targets for this card, and so I feel like this is a card that's going to get better as we see more Gotenks, but currently is a little lackluster, and I can't really see this being something that I want to do on turn 3, because again, I mean, but some of the cool things you can do is you can like combo with your 15,000 Gotenks, and then once you've comboed with it, you can use this card and then get them back, so it's essentially a free combo with a Gotenks, which is something neat. But so while I think this card has some cool interactions, I just don't think it's that powerful. However, I am going to give it 2 stars because I feel like this is a card that's going to get better as we see new cards get released, and I think there's enough tricks with this card that we might see, you know, some really cool plays being used with this card. But again, I'm just not super thrilled about this card. I just really don't feel like this card is going to be, you know, extremely powerful. Okay, next up is the last extra card that we have, which is Super Ghost Kamikaze Attack. It's 2 cost, 1 red. It says if Gotenks is in your leader area or battle area, play 2 ghost tokens. Ghost tokens have 15,000 power. Now this is a card I think is really cool. Again, I love to see them kind of opening up the tokens archetype in this game. I really feel like this is a powerful archetype that a lot of players like playing. And I think that giving cards like this that strengthen it is just exciting for the game in general. But going more about the card analysis itself, the only downside about this card, because essentially you're paying 2 energy for 30,000 power worth of cards. That's just insane value. I mean, it's awesome. That's going to make it good almost no matter what. But however, the downside is you have to have a Gotenks in your leader area or battle area, which is fine. I mean, honestly, one of the best battle cards in the game currently is the green Gotenks. This card is very splashable, so you can easily put this card in with the green Gotenks. We've also seen a Gotenks leader spoiled with the draft packs as well. And so, you know, this card is just amazing. Again, 30,000 power for 2 energy. You know, sign me up. I think that's an amazing value. Also, the new Gotenks we've seen spoiled also has the chance to, you know, there's a way to make that card. I think you have to have 4 or less cards in your hand. If you do, then all your ghost tokens get double strike. And so that on top of this is just going to be great. I mean, it's just a fantastic ability, guys. A really, really good extra card. Like I said, I love seeing the extra cards kind of, you know, putting battle cards in the field, because, you know, traditionally the big downside with extra cards is that they don't really affect your field at all, and so if you use too many of them, a lot of times you can fall behind in board, and so this is just a really, really cool way to kind of fix that. And so again, guys, fantastic card. I'm going to easily give this card 3 stars and think it's going to be a fantastic card that we're going to see a lot of play, you know, maybe not too much in this set, unless there's those fringe Goting stacks. But I think we're going to see it, just get better and better and better as the draft packs come out and as set 3 comes out. So fantastic card. All right, so that's it for the red extra cards, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I want to apologize for the delay in these videos. It's 100% my fault. Again, I just got a little overwhelmed, so I apologize. If you guys have any questions, any concerns about these cards, if you think I got some of them wrong, let me know in the comment section, guys. I love hearing from you guys in the comment section. I love answering your guys' questions. Again, thank you all so much for the unbelievable support, and I will see you guys tomorrow for Top 5 Tuesdays. So we'll catch you guys tomorrow. See ya.